There are two proposals that require public comment and board approval. The first is demolition of Griffin Park Apartments and Lake Mann Homes. The second is the Rental Assistance Demonstration Program, or RAD, for additional public housing sites. Griffin Park demolition. The Orlando Housing Authority seeks to demolish Griffin Park. Griffin Park was built in 1941, and it is the Orlando Housing Authority's oldest public housing property. The buildings are concrete, functionally obsolete, and very small. The units are very small. It costs more to maintain Griffin Park than other public housing sites, and the cost to modify or upgrade the apartments is financially infeasible. In addition, several years ago, the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, through eminent domain, acquired the Griffin Park Management Office and 16 apartments to expand Interstate I-4. Griffin Park, the property is landlocked by the 408 Expressway and I-4. We were recently informed that the Department of Transportation needs to drive pilings next to the management office, creating further impact. Griffin Park needs to be redeveloped. Lake Mann Homes demolition. Lake Mann Homes in West Orlando was built in 1951. It's the Orlando Housing Authority's third oldest public housing site. Like Griffin, Lake Mann is functionally obsolete. The units are small and lack the space and configuration to accommodate 21st century living. In 2009 and 2010, the Housing Authority worked closely with residents and the city on a comprehensive redevelopment plan for Lake Mann. For both Griffin Park and Lake Mann, demolition is the first step towards transformation of these sites into new, vibrant, mixed-income communities. The Housing Authority recently met with residents at Griffin Park to discuss the demolition and to answer questions. Some of the main questions were, when will the residents have to move? Where will they be moved? Will the rent stay the same? And will they still pay 30% of their income? The Housing Authority is committed to continuing to provide affordable housing opportunities for residents. There are many steps that we must take before we can determine the timing of relocation and demolition. The Housing Authority must submit the demolition applications to HUD for approval, which could take several years. Families will be relocated to other public housing sites. If HUD provides vouchers, the Housing Authority will make them available to eligible families. In both programs, families will continue to pay 30% of their income towards housing. The Housing Authority will continue to meet with residents throughout the process to provide information and support. We will provide relocation assistance, and we have an experienced staff to assist residents throughout the relocation process to provide one-on-one counseling, group counseling, moving assistance, and other relocation benefits. Again, the Housing Authority is committed to providing affordable housing for its residents.
Information that you might not know is that the 408 on the west side of Griffin Park is going to come down. So then Griffin Park and all that land is going to be, factored back into Paramount.
Okay, so you see that, so you're saying it's not going to be encircled anymore, it's going to be opened up.
Right. And we knew that when FDOT took the buildings that they took, and we asked them to give us that land when they tear it down, but they said it was too far in the future for them to promise us that land.
Okay, but now they've told you guys that you can't have that land back?
No, they haven't.
Okay.
I'm just saying that we know that 408 connection between that ramp that's on the west side will come down.
Okay. So,
as a part of their plan.
Yeah. So do you think that will alleviate some of the environment?
That's not a question I can answer.
Okay.
You won't be able to rebuild where that 408 stuff is happening. Is that what you're saying?
That's not our land.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So it'll just be open. Is what FDOT is saying?
I'm not sure what FDOT is saying. I'm saying we know that ramp is coming down. We don't know what plans they have for it, and we will work with an architect on designs to rebuild.
Okay.
How many people live in Griffin Park right now?
There are 171 units right now. Average is 2 persons per household. So.
Okay. So then you also said about Lake Mann that's outmoded and that'll also be kind of redeveloped? Or
yeah, we've submitted several applications to demolish Lake Mann. We even have a site plan to rebuild because we submitted 2 Hope 6 applications, just like what we did with Carver Park, and no, they weren't funded. So we didn't just decide that Lake Mann should be redeveloped. It's a property that we've looked at and said.
About how many people live there right now?
There are 210 households at Lake Mann.
So again, there's no great time frame that you can't say 2 years from now, 3 years.
Everything depends upon what HUD does. You know, we can submit, when we submitted a previous application to demolish Lake Mann, it took HUD 2 years to tell us no.
Wow.
So are you seeing, with the new administration, are you seeing projects like what you're working on actually getting funded? Because
Well, I'm not sure. The way you
yeah, I mean, I'm
phrase
just
it,
saying because we don't know what's
funded,
going on yet.
It's the authorization to demolish, and then the housing authority has to seek funds to rebuild.
Gotcha.
So HUD is not providing funds to rebuild, but they're saying you can demolish and then you can go with tax credits or you can go with some other way to rebuild, which requires us to go to the market to find funds to rebuild, which also extends the time that it will take to rebuild.
And so from here, so this was a public hearing today. Do you guys vote on it at your next meeting and then it goes to the city commission?
No, we vote now. We're not a city agency. I hope you
Right.
understand that.
Okay.
So the city commission does not have to approve.
Okay, I
this.
didn't. It was. I wasn't clear when you said it, so that's why I wanted.
Yeah,
to
we
ask.
carry the city's name, but we're not a city agency.
Okay.
So once the board authorizes us to approve the plan, then we will submit it to HUD. We'll have to prepare and submit it to HUD for them to approve the plan. And
For
then,
demolition?
No, the plan. With demolition in the plan.
Okay.
And then we have to submit a demolition application. So this was the first step in a very long process.
So for people who live in any of those places right now, is your advice like don't panic? Don't.
Yeah, we did meet with them, and we said don't move. We don't know when you'll have to move, when we will rebuild. So we'll just stay in touch with you and let you know what's going on.